After the sacking of Quique Setien following their Champions League exit, there was a lot of speculation of who might take up the role of the next manager. And after a handful of prediction, it was the former player Ronald Koeman who would be taking charge of Barcelona for the second time in his managerial career. So, in this video, we look into how Barcelona could line up under Ronald Koeman and the tactics he used in his previous managed clubs. Ronald Koeman adds to the list of managers who has been a former player at the club. And not only that, he was the part of the team managed by the legendary Johan Cruyff, which means he's well familiar with the concept of total football. In his previous two clubs, his style of play was more of an attacking style, possession-based football. At his first season at Everton, he took them to finish 7th in the Premier League, just below the probable top 6, which was fairly successful based on the club's recent achievement. Koeman has always emphasized the development of youth players, and at Everton, he brought the best of Lukaku, who scored 25 goals in that season. But the departure of Lukaku next season to Manchester United affected him, as lack of goals and results meant he was sacked mid-season. At Netherlands, it was an uphill task for him, and he started off by replacing the experienced one with youth players such as the likes of De Jong and Matthijs de Ligt. His approach was direct, with dominating possession and trying to be forward as much as possible. He started with a 3-4-3 formation but later switched to a 4-3-3, which was successful as they managed to reach the finals of the UEFA Nations League. His style of play was more of a forward play and moving through the line quickly rather than playing horizontal. The fullbacks of Dumfries and Blind had different roles. Dumfries was more attacking enough and often pushed up high, whereas Blind stayed deep to sustain the defensive pressure, as Babel was not good at tracking back due to his age. But the focal point of his play was De Jong, who often looked to pass the ball from back to front while himself moving forward frequently. The midfielders had their roles fixed. De Roon stayed deep and acted as a defensive midfielder, while Wijnaldum or Van der Beek played more as a box-to-box role. In the front line, Memphis Depay was key as he dropped deep, acting as a false 9, allowing free space up front for the inverted wingers to tuck inside. This system was well functioned and players were fitted in each of their roles, which brought them success during his managerial reign. But how would Barcelona likely to set up under him? As said earlier, Koeman is a firm believer of youth players, and this can be already seen as many experienced players have already departed, which means the likes of Ansu Fati and Ricky Puig can have the opportunity to get a handful of game time. Just like at Netherlands, Koeman is likely to set up a 4-3-3 formation with Alba and Sergi Roberto as the fullbacks, while the centre-back pairing are likely to be Clement Lenglet and Gerard Piqué. In midfield though, he will have De Jong for sure, who he admired a lot during his time at the national team. But with Sergio Busquets in the side, we could often see rotation between the two players, and in case he wishes to play them both, he could use a double pivot instead of a single one. And with a double pivot, this opens up a number 10 role which is best suited for Lionel Messi. And with a front three of Coutinho, Griezmann and Ansu Fati, this looks the ideal side that looks likely to start in most of the games. This could be the possible lineup for Barcelona under Ronald Koeman. But however, with the transfer window still open, this could be changed based on the players they acquire.
To share your views on how you liked the video, support us by dropping a like and subscribing to the channel.